Imagine being born into a world filled with war, betrayal, and ruthless struggles for power. His name was Yingzheng. One day history would remember him as Qin Shi Huang, the man who became the first emperor to unite China under a single rule. But his journey to the throne was anything but easy. Yingzheng was born in 259 BC, during a period known as the Warring States period. At that time, 7 powerful states were constantly fighting for territory and dominance. Yingzheng was the son of King Zhuangxiang of Qin. As a child, he lived in the state of Zhao amid the tense political relationship between Qin and Zhao. His childhood was surrounded by uncertainty. Then, at around 13 years old, his life changed forever. His father died. Yingzheng inherited the throne and became the king of Qin. But because he was still very young, much of the government was initially controlled by powerful officials and political figures around him. As he grew older, Yingzheng gradually took full control, and he had one enormous ambition: to defeat the rival states and unite China. The armies of Qin began conquering their enemies one by one. Han fell, Zhao was defeated, Wei followed. Then came Chu Yan and finally Qi. In 221 BC, Yingzheng accomplished something no ruler before him had achieved. He united the major warring states under a single empire. After his victory, he abandoned the traditional title of king and adopted a new one, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of Qin. But Qin Shi Huang's ambitions went far beyond unifying China. He transformed the empire. Writing systems, measurements, weights, and currency were standardized. Road networks were expanded, and enormous construction projects were launched to strengthen the empire. He also ordered the construction of a massive tomb for himself. And this is where one of his most famous legacies emerged: the Terracotta Army. Thousands of life-size soldiers, horses, and military figures were created to accompany the emperor into the afterlife. But as Qin Shi Huang grew older, something else began to consume him: fear of death. He desperately wanted to live forever. He sent expeditions across his empire in search of legendary medicines and substances believed to grant immortality. Ironically, some of the substances used in these supposed elixirs may have contained mercury, a highly toxic substance. In 210 BC, while traveling through his empire, Qin Shi Huang's health deteriorated. He eventually died at the age of around 49. And after his death, the empire he had built with such immense power began to fall apart. The Qin dynasty collapsed only a few years later. Yet Qin Shi Huang's legacy survived. He left behind a unified China, a centralized system of government, enormous construction projects, and a tomb complex that would become one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries in history.